Hello, hello, and welcome to the Holistic Witch's Cottage. My name is Melissa, and I am the Holistic Witch, and I am happy to be back to join you on this Monday morning. It is the day of equinox. So in the Northern Hemisphere where I am, we are celebrating the autumn equinox. And to our friends in the southern half of the world, you are celebrating the spring equinox. On the Wheel of the Year calendar, the North is celebrating Mabon or Mabon, depending on how you prefer to pronounce it. And we talked about that a little bit last time. And in the South, they are celebrating Ostora. So the one thing that equinox or equinoxes have in common is it's all about the balance of the light and the dark, the day and the night, the yin and the yang of the cycle of the earth. So today, our day and our night are of the same time limit. They share the same minutes. Now, some feel that during the equinox, there is a thinning of the veil at that time of sunset. So if you would like to work with any veil thinning, I would recommend that you look up for the time of sunset wherever you are. Now, there are many ways to work with the thinning of the veil. I prefer just to use meditation and words, but there are people out there that depend much more heavily upon purchased items than perhaps I do. I think that was a nice way to put it, maybe. A few years ago, I read a book by, I hope I'm pronouncing her name correctly, but I think it's Joanna Vanderhoeven. And she talks about hedge witchery and hedge druidry. And she talked a lot about hedge riding and crossing the hedge. And that means finding opportunities when the veil is thin to do spirit work. And I guess that's what I'm talking about in relation to this. In Joanna's book, I remember she had one technique where you close one eye. So if you close your right eye, you step forward with your left foot and walk through a patch of hedges. And when you open that eye, that you may see things that you didn't see before. I've actually tried that a few times in my life with little result, but a few times I have noticed things, maybe a twinkling or a bird I never saw before. So if that's something you'd like to experiment with, that's easy and it doesn't cost you anything. Just go to where there's a doorway or a gap in a hedge, like where I live. That's not a problem, but not everybody has hedges all around them. A doorway, a safe crossing, and close one eye and lead with the other foot. And as you're doing that, imagine that you're walking through a gate or a portal and see if you notice anything different. Now, some people actually spin 3 times clockwise before they do that. I could easily do that here at the cottage. It wouldn't look out of the ordinary for some of the things that I do here. But, if you're in a more populated area, maybe you don't want to be spinning in public, or maybe you do. I don't know. But whatever you do, blessed equinox, blessed Mabon, blessed Ostora, wherever you are, and I hope you celebrate this day of balance in a way that is healing for you. So let's talk about a little recap. Last time, I think I ended the last podcast saying My family usually celebrates this time of year by attending a semi-local Grange Fair. This is different from the county fair that occurs at the county seat, which is about a 20-mile drive from our home. We go up the hill, we turn left, we go about 1.5 miles, and then we hit the highway and we travel that until we get to the destination. That is not the case with the Grange Fair. Our county fair is large. It draws lots of money. They bring in popular performers. I saw Journey there with my oldest son many years ago. So they bring in big name entertainers and big name spectacles. The Grange Fair that we attended over the weekend, you will not see big name performers, although they do have some tractor pulls, and there may be some big names there if you're into that sport. But as far as musical performers, no, you're not going to see, a mainstream performer there. I don't think that would be cool, but I don't think that'll ever happen. It's also not a ride. Like, we turn out of the driveway, go up the hill, turn left, travel on the highway for 20 miles. No, that is not how you get there. It's winding roads named after farms and produce and small woodland creatures to get out there. So to put it in perspective, where we live at our home, which we call the cottage, is on the edge, the top of the hill, the edge of a very small town of about a population of 700. We do not have Uber Eats or DoorDash or public transportation, although there may be a senior citizen bus that drives through from time to time. We don't have those things here. We have a post office, a Dollar General, and heading out of town about a mile or so, there is a smallish grocery store that has been there since I was in elementary school. So let's say 50 years. We don't have big names and brand names here. And where we live is considered the large town compared to where we were going. So, we drive about 4 miles through a tiny town. You drive through 4 more miles of woods, through a tinier town. You turn right, you turn left, you go through the woods, you go over these weird roads that have no names, a lot of farmland. It brings you out eventually to another minor highway. You jump on that for a bit, then you go on more twisty-turvy roads over one of the scariest bridges I've ever been on, because it feels like you're going to fall through it every time you're on it. And eventually you end out in these fields of cornfields in the middle of nowhere, one of the tiniest school districts in our state, and this is where they hold this Grange Fair. Now, I love to go to it because it is sort of like a step back in time when you go there. They have kids, parking cars in this huge field. So, it's not all horse and buggy, although we did see 2 on the way. So there are modern conveniences, but it's very different than modern life. So we got there and we parked and we decided to walk about. And I think the first place we started this year was at the animal barn. Now, my family used to raise rabbits. My boys were both involved in that. So I love to go see the rabbits that are being shown in the animal barn. And there were a lot this year, so I love to talk to them, and there were babies, and I love to to coo and talk to them. And the ones that seem a little nervous, I like to use my Green Witch empath ability to calm them down a bit. We also saw some very friendly goats, a lot of cows. They don't have horses anymore, and I don't think they're allowed to do poultry anymore because of bird flu. So I always enjoy spending time with the rabbits. Maybe sometime in my life we'll raise rabbits again here at the cottage, but not right now due to some neighbor issues. And so we visited the rabbits, and then we wandered through the exhibition halls. The one is just a huge building. It's separated in two. So one half, you have things that the kids have brought in. Sometimes they just make like little gardens out of Legos, or they bring in puzzles to display, or whatever they've made, and that's cute. And then there's adult entries as well. I'm a fiber artist, so I love to look at the crochet goods and the quilts. My son, the younger son, is he's majoring in fashion design and merchandising. So I was trying to get him to make some things to enter at the fair this year. He didn't, but I think maybe next year he might. It's cool to see the things that people design and the things they make. And then there's I want to say a rack, but it's bigger than that. Like a whole shelving unit of just canned goods, and on the other side, a whole shelving unit of baked goods. And then you walk through the big door, and then you walk in where all the produce is. And it sounds like Momo, the wonder dog, is up. So let me check on him for one moment. So I'm back from rescuing Momo and taking him out. So he's on my lap, so you may hear some collar jingles in the background. Not to get sidetracked, but I just let Momo out and it's raining. It's the first rain we've had here in, I think, close to 3 weeks. So our grass is all dead here at the cottage, so it's nice to see some rain. So, Wonder Dog, you gonna let me talk some more about? Okay, so back to the fair. So we walked in the portion where they have produce. So they have junior produce that the kids bring in, and the senior ones, but there's not really a big difference in that because I think it mostly comes from the same farms. So there was a gourd that was 15 feet long. That was kind of cool. I grow a lot of herbs here at the cottage. I would love to enter them, but it's actually probably not a longer distance to the Grange Fair than the county fair, but it's not a jump on the highway kind of ride. It's all those twisty mountain gravel dirt roads to get there, and to go up and enter and then check on stuff every day is a lot. So that's why I haven't been doing that. But I would say that they have beautiful herbs there this year. But I would say that most of mine, probably rival those. So maybe I really need to think about that. I wouldn't mind winning a little prize money next year. Beautiful tomatoes and zucchini and squash. And I love to look at that stuff. And then the giant pumpkins. Now last year, the weather was bad here. We had too much rain. And this year it's been opposite. Never know what the universe will provide. But so I posted on social media a picture of me. Now it's a photo op, so you're allowed to do it. It's a photo op spot. But I was sitting on a 580-pound pumpkin. It's not the largest one they've had there, but I think it was the biggest one this year. So that was cool. I love to see that. and then browsing through the flowers. Some are whole plants and some are cut flowers. That's probably, besides the bunnies, my favorite thing to do at the Grange Fair is to look at the flowers. There are some things that I have absolutely had no luck producing. Sometimes I wonder if they buy them from greenhouses and bring them right in to the fair, but because they're not necessarily plants that you can grow in our climate. But beautiful roses, beautiful dahlias, and beautiful everything, to be honest. So I spend a lot of time in there, and I just love to walk back in time and see things that people have grown themselves or made themselves in that simpler type of cottage life. Now, they have sunflowers there too, and we grow sunflowers here, but they do that two ways. So there were some cut blooms in that barn. Over in the animal barn, though, they have the entire sunflower plant, like cut from the ground level. And my hubby took a picture of one sunflower plant. Now, it was the sunflowers with the smaller blossoms. And there's different kinds. There's sunspots, there's Russian. We've grown a lot of different ones here. I think that thing from ground to top was 15 to 20 feet high, because it was almost touching the ceiling of the barn. So that was amazing. I've had amazing sunflowers here when we raised rabbit, because rabbit fertilizer helps a lot. But I haven't had 15 feet tall sunflowers honestly since kiddo was little. So I love to look at that stuff. So we browse around, they have the usual food vendors and corny type of stuff. We went through their other hall. It was mostly just the typical vendor fair stuff that you see, and we decided to eat. So kiddo and I usually, this isn't very dramatic, but we usually get fries and chicken tenders because they're just really good and very affordable there, and hubby always gets sausage. Now, sometimes we stay for the hokey little parade. This year we had tasks to do at the cottage, so we came home early. But I always love our day of going to the fair. The weather was beautiful. It wasn't chilly this year. It was sunny. And the leaves seemed to be 2 to 3 weeks ahead. So we drove through full color of leaves to get there this year. So a beautiful way to celebrate the fall equinox, even though we were 2 days early, because the equinox is actually today. So what else can I share? So that was great. We came home. We're just cleaning up the ends of the gardens and, doing that pre-winterization, because honestly here we could get snow anytime. It's been dry and warm, but we could have snow by the end of September. So we're aware of that. So trying to get ready for that. What else is happening in the world? Well, equinox is good. And however you decide to celebrate today, whether you're in the north or the south, eating seasonal foods that you can get from a farmer's market or grow yourself is awesome. And I think we're going to do something with apples today. And maybe a little pumpkin soup with pumpkin spice, because I'm a pumpkin spice fruit. So there's been still so much going on in the world, a lot of negativity in the world. I don't like to talk about it too much on here, but there's really no way, like, pretending that it's not happening isn't healthy. I think it's better to acknowledge that it's happening and find creative and healthy, holistic ways to deal with it. So, if you're in the United States, a big news story has been that Jimmy Kimmel, a late-night TV performer, is suspended. I won't get into all the details of that. We don't even have cable anymore, and we've gotten rid of most of our streaming services, so we don't watch late-night TV. But that's a big story here, and there's a lot of negativity circling around that and freedom of speech. I absolutely support freedom of speech. Nothing disparaging to Mr. Kimmel, but it's really hard for me to lose my mind over somebody who makes $85,000 an episode. So he's still being paid, even though he's not currently producing episodes. When I live in one of the poorest counties in the state. So, there's children here that don't get fed. So it's hard for me to worry about the financial opportunities for billionaires, but I do completely support free speech, and I didn't exactly hear what he said, but I know that it went against what, the current powers that be want. So that's a bad thing, but I'm sure he will get picked up by another network and have no problem continuing to say funny things on TV. So I've read a lot of things about people dropping their Disney streaming services because of this. A few months ago, it was Paramount. We had canceled Paramount. I talked about this on social media. It didn't really have much to do with the Stephen Colbert story, although I do think he's very funny. The only reason we still had Paramount is because I am a big Star Trek nerd, and Paramount carries Star Trek. I was waiting for the newest season of Star Trek Strange New Worlds, and I wasn't enjoying it, and then this whole Stephen Colbert thing happened, and I talked to my husband about it, and I said, for me, this isn't so much a political thing as we're not watching Paramount, and the one thing I was waiting on was sort of disappointing for me. So we let that one go. We let Peacock go. I don't think we're paying for any TV streaming services now. We do have a Roku smart TV, so we get some free stuff. I've been watching old 1970s reruns of Land of the Lost, and I don't mind going back to that hokier, ridiculous time of claymation dinosaurs. So that's been fun and funny. And, however you lean politically, I respect people's decisions to do what they want. But I think we're just going to use this opportunity to settle in. Not that we're anti-tech, obviously we're not, because I podcast and we have devices. But just trying to take a step back from where things are becoming crazy and try to find more grounding, reading more books, playing more music, and listening to more podcasts. So maybe that's a good way to start to wrap up on this. A few people have invited me to listen to their podcast. I am fine. If you want to follow mine, I will follow yours. It's cool. So reach out to me on social media at the Holistic Witches Cottage or on Yoga and Time. Probably the next podcast will be a Yoga and Time break. Those always get the most listens anyway. I'm happy to give you a shout out, and I invite you to do the same for me if you wish. So whatever you're doing today for the equinox holiday, I wish you well. I wish you blessings. Politically, things are weird. Please be safe out there. Always, always, always. Many blessings on your journey. And I will see you again soon. Have an awesome day. Bye-bye.